Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more of the Kingmaker campaign for Pathfinder. Now I've had a little word with Svetlana and she's informed me that the chest which was upstairs is indeed a bundle of additional supply items sent on by the Eldori Sword Lords. And that not only are they intended for me, but there were even some additional supplies that had been misplaced when she was trying to hide things from the bandits. Although she's managed to scrounge them all up now and place them all in this chest, so I can claim everything. Alright, let's see. So we have this potion of vanish, which will allow someone to disappear very briefly and be very hard to detect. A silver disc which I can just sell. Okay. A silver ring of no inconsiderable value. Scroll of Ray of Enfeeblement, that will weaken someone and make them do less damage, hit a bit less hard. A magical belt that is unidentified. I haven't seen an identify spell yet, but we'll work on that. Blessed Signet allows the wearer to cast a bless spell as a cleric of first level 3 times a day. Sounds great, I'll probably be using that. We have an unidentified magical cloak. A single use fairy dragon summons a tiny pet dragon. Dragon's useful advice provides +2 morale bonus to knowledge world, knowledge arcana and lore religion checks. That's not knowledge religion, that's interesting. Okay. A Knight's Helmet. This helmet grants its wearer a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and a +4 resistance bonus on saving throws against fear. Now that would be a really nice item for Kelderack Morden to wear, except it would cover up his gorgeous beard and face. The thing about open-faced helmet against closed-faced helmet is closed-faced helmet is great for warding off arrows and missiles from a range, but at a close distance, knights would often raise their visor to be able to see what they were fighting better. Furthermore, the face is much more expressive and terrifying than a blank expanse of iron or steel. And being able to really psych out your opponent, to glare at him, to scowl and roar, much more scary than just some blank empty robot face head, you know. Arcane Signet allows the wearer the ability to cast magic missiles of wizard for level 3 times a day. That's really amazingly good, actually. Wand of Summon Monster 0. This one summons an extra planar murder pony to your side once per day. No! No My Little Ponies! No! Expert's Hat. +1 on all skill checks? That's insane. Mesmerizing Necklace. Enchantment spells. Well, we know who's getting that then. And Head Chomper, a pet owl cat. Again, 1 charge. It doesn't say 1 charge per day. That is so dodgy. Owl cat's feral instincts provide +2 morale bonus on perception and lore nature checks. Great. Well, let's head downstairs and get to know our companions better. Just about that helmet. Yeah, that is not a good dwarfy helmet. That's a Valerie kind of helmet, that is. Plus, as a paladin, he should actually be gaining immunity to fear in a level or 2's time. Aura of Courage, yes, next level. Alright, we've still got this 2-handed axe, we can probably get rid of that at some point. Right. Oh, now they're automatically identified now that we've picked them up? That's got to be a skill test for someone. Now, Valerie, you are a Valerie helmet girl. Yes, it looks terrible. It's like blue and doesn't match the rest of your armor, but it's really good, I promise. In which case, Explorer's Belt. He's a dwarf. Dwarfy dwarf. Yeah. Right. Blessed Signet. Absolutely. And we probably don't want this much longer. You do use a few enchantment spells, especially as a bard, so this makes total sense. And you also do make quite a few skill checks. Bard's kind of a skill monkey. Have a hat to hide that ridiculous ginger hair. Maybe it'll make your voice a little more tolerable as well. Right, this cloak. Oh my god. So yeah, this would be putting all our eggs in one basket. Does it look impressive? Oh my god, the clipping. Okay, no. So, says we got a 936, 720, that's a bad, 374, 611. Okay. That's a really bad will save for a fighter, let's be honest. Oh, I have to put them in the exact slot. Okay. Less clipping. Plus the pack blatantly covers it up, so that's good. Alright. Magic Missile. We'll pop this on you for now. Ah. Yeah, that's really disturbing. She gets teleported to safety every time. She could die. Right. She is our only spellcaster, so I'll pop that on there. Don't really want to use this. We should definitely put this somewhere safer. Brace of armor +1. No, because it's an armor bonus, so it won't stack with that. So no one in the party currently will benefit from those, but I'm sure we'll be able to find someone who can benefit. We should sell off some of these treasure items and try and get him a better shield. Hey, we got a cloak of resistance +1 as well. When on earth did we get that? Right, well that's an extra cloak. So that is basically +1 resistance with a +3 resistance bonus. Now, look at this. A +1 resistance bonus on all saving throws and a +3 resistance bonus on saving throws against poison. That's really only an extra +2 because they're both resistance bonuses. You could do with some save improvement. Okay, well it's nice and blue. Now let's get to going downstairs and meet our companions. Get to know them a little bit better, because we've been on the road for absolute ages. Hello Lindsay, you have an annoying hat and an annoying voice. A halfling girl with tousled hair wearing a dusty traveller's outfit sits chewing the tip of her quill. Just a moment, how should I put this? Oh, I know! She scribbles something quickly in a notebook, scrawled with verse, raises her eyes and gives you a bright smile. Oh, hi! Okay, let's see. Well, you know what, you seem interested in me, why don't I show some interest in you? Tell me a bit about yourself, because, you know what, I'm not the only person who's important here. What do you want to know? I really hope we don't get the whole conversation hub of keeping coming back to this line thing, because that gets a bit... Let's just say it was overdone in some games, and not so bad in others. Alright, where are you from? Oh, I'm from all over. I was actually born in Galt, in such a tiny village that it's not even on the map. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, and using books only as kindling. Galt is... Oh, okay. Because I'm remembering Galt is not Geb, which is the undead nation. So yeah, Galt are a nation of freethinkers and radicals renowned for brilliant poets, artists and philosophers whose ideas shape the politics of the whole of Avestan. Galt was once a vassal nation of Cheliax, as indeed were many nations. After the death of Aradon, the god of humanity, and the rise of House Thrune in Cheliax, the people of Galt decided to throw off their foreign rulers, along with their own nobles who had colluded with them. Yeah, so it's France. I mean, as if a nation of freethinkers and radicals renowned for brilliant poets, artists, and it's France. Okay. The executions did not end the bloodshed, and within 5 years the severed heads of the ministers of the first government rolled down the steps of the guillotine. Oh, it really is France. In the 40 years since, over a dozen governments have ruled Galt, rising and failing like the waves of the stormy sea. Yeah, so basically, they are crap at governing their own nation. They've killed off the nobility and the ruling classes, and now no one's got a clue how to do it, because they don't have centuries of breeding and training and preparation and being told, you know, this is my job, come watch what I'll do, you will be doing this one day. No, they're just like, oh hey, you won an election, go do this, you got no idea how to do it, we'll kill you, you failed! It's very Scottish, actually. Right. Let's see, what else? Okay, so no, well, who taught you then? Oh, he's a true saint. He was once an important person in the capital at the Church of Shalin, but he got in trouble with the authorities and went on a self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most godforsaken, priestless village you could find, the one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all you like, but no putting any ideas in our children's heads. It'll only distract them from their work. Yeah, you know the kind of thing. But he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, how to write, and he gave me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Arch Knights of Avestan. And when I told him I was going on a journey, he gave a magic ring so that Shalin would protect me from harm. No, shouldn't that be he gave me a magic ring? Arch Knights of Avestan. Those aren't the Knights of Ozum, are they? Oh. Yeah, I know Paizo wants it to be pronounced awesome, but even if it's like awesome, it doesn't come that close. Yeah, so the Knights of Ozum were amazing. So the Arch Knights of Avestan, that's not a name I'm entirely familiar with. Oh, you haven't heard about them? How can you be a hero without knowing about one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should read about them yourself. Every single chapter. Their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. And now look at me. Here I am on a heroic quest. She's very excited, isn't she? No, let's say she is in awe of the experience she is having. So are you a devout Shellite, or... Because people are going to pray to more than one of the gods or goddesses, but, I mean, yeah, that looks... Yes, not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal Rose, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. Yeah, what about her brother? Her brother, the god of torture and pain and nastiness, and how they had a squabble and she confiscated his weapon because she didn't want him hurting anyone with it, so she carries it around now. And the theory that maybe he's just really misunderstood and wants to be forgiven. Yeah, there's a whole lot of... And also, what about this rather interesting relationship between the goddesses Sarenrae, Shalin, and... Is it Desna? I think it's Desna. There's some very interesting fan art out there on the internet, and apparently it's canonical as well, although not necessarily as intimate as the fan art would suggest. It's very well done, by the way. If you really feel the need, go look up the words Pathfinder Goddess Convocation on the internet. Do not do this in a workplace environment or around young children. I'm warning you now. The image is certainly rather adult in nature, and goes beyond the suggestive, so much so that actually one of the Pathfinder Society scenarios throws in a homage to that very image. In the Chalish Embassy, there's a painting of 3 succubuses engaged in intimate relations. And they're kind of dressed like those 3 goddesses. I suppose that's one way of saying, well, it's not, it must have been demons in disguise, devils. Right, so I shudder to ask this, but how do you become a bard? When I realised there was nothing for me at home beside more radish patches, I decided to run away. A travelling book peddler, Tessie the Quill, happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Together we travelled everywhere, to Brevoy and Taldor and even Ustalav. Right, Brevoy, Game of Thrones. Taldor, ancient British Empire or not that ancient, the Great British Empire or Holy Roman Empire. Ustalav, basically Ravenloft, or a kind of Russian Eastern European place. I'm just using basic associations here because I want to kind of get through this, and I want to talk to all my companions a bit, and cramming it all into one episode. I'm going, here's a very short mental shorthand for you, to get a better picture of the world. And then I found out about the Academy of Grand Arts in Pytax, and I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I should surely learn to write them too. I enrolled on my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. Then they expelled me. But that's okay. They'd already taught me all the important stuff, and now, with Shelling's help, I can manage on my own, right? I'm not even going to ask. Look, she's a peasant. Obviously, it's what she's used to, right? Yeah, let's talk about something else. Oh, of course, yeah. Please ask. I'd be happy to chat all day. Well, you would, but I kind of want to talk to the other people as well. I'm probably going to have to spread this out over multiple getting to know you sections in between bits of adventure. What about this book you're writing? What is there to tell? You've seen some of my rough drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I'm writing the whole truth, just as it happened. Well, the whole artistic truth, no glory, no story. So, why are you writing it? What? Well, just tell me. When I was at the academy, Eobold the Insightful began his literature course with the question, what is a person? And he answered, a person is a storytelling animal. Our world does not consist of things, all these woods, seas and cities. It consists of stories about these things. The stories we tell ourselves and to each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass and there'll be no me and no you. All our subjects will be long gone, but you and I will live on in people's memories and influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. And what kind of person am I then, that you feel compelled to write about me? Well, truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books they're all protectors of the weak and poor, but what about in real life? But you eased all my fears with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true hero, just like in the legends. My new fear is that in 100 years my readers will say that people like you never existed, but I'm writing the truth. Well, they don't make 'em like they used to, love. You're an iron core. No matter what tricks fate throws in your path, you always know what's right and what's wrong. Some might say that's boring, but others will learn from you, from your strong character. I'm glad that you're so enthusiastic. I'm gonna... Ooh! Now, I'm just gonna go talk to some of the others now, okay? We'll talk again sometime soon. Just don't leave without me. Of course, I could just write whatever you tell me, but if I wanted to stay cooped up in a dusty room, I'd still be sleeping through lectures at the academy. Alright, well, you be happy with your nice new hat. Let's talk to some of the others, wherever they've got to. They might be outside. Anoriel Eight Eyes. I don't know you. Eight Eyes makes you sound like a spider. The elf looks straight at you through the tangled hair falling over her face. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Seeking your fortune in the stolen lands? You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice. Keep your eyes open and watch your back. Sometimes the ones who call themselves your friends are more dangerous than your enemies. Judging by the elf's voice, it's obvious that she started the day with a jug of wine. Man, if only that had been more evident before I started reading that. And who are you? The elf grunts. Anoriel Eight Eyes. Once upon a time I was famous throughout Absalom. Anoriel Eight Eyes of the Restless Six. Well, glory passes quickly. A few miserable decades later and no one recognizes you on the street anymore. What a shame. Absalom is an island and it's the base of the Pathfinder Society, who are an adventuring guild. Generally I detest the idea of an adventuring guild because it's often very poorly written and doesn't make sense, but the Pathfinder Society just about makes it work. A famous Pathfinder here in the middle of nowhere? That intrigues me. You want to know how one could exchange the life of a Pathfinder for this sorry drunken rattle? The light in Honoriel's eyes goes out as if someone had blown out a candle. You lose all your friends because of one scumbag, and then you understand. I was the only one to return from the final campaign of the Restless Six. Whatever is left of me can't be called a seeker anymore. Honoriel remains silent for a long time, as if wondering if she wishes to poke the old wound. Here's the story. Our leader, Vermel, was the best of us. Wise, brave, friends of everyone. One of his friends, Adivian Adjacent, sent him a disturbing letter. Oh god, Adivian Adjacent? The man who wanted to become a lich? From the Carrying Crown adventure path? Yeah, that's not good! He'd stumbled upon mention of some ancient books on the art of necromancy. Secrets like those are best left hidden forever. Trust me, I see what that kind of magic could do. The elf bites her lip. To make a long story short, these volumes were supposedly hidden in the catacombs of Gallowspire. Yeah, that's about right. We decided that the books should be retrieved and kept safe by the society. She means the Pathfinder Society. We gathered in the tavern, discussed the expedition, and then proceeded to Ustalav. It was a normal mission, a quick and quiet recovery. Honoriel smiles bitterly. But everything turned out to be much more complicated. We barely made it through the Witchgate Forest. All those terrible living trees, undead druids and their arches of bone. It was a miracle we managed to make it out alive. We'd chosen Wren Church to step by. It was marked on Vermont's map as a safe enough haven to hole up in and lick our wounds. How I wish that had been true. Vermelt was the first to perish. He was attacked by one of the monsters hiding in the stables. It tossed him about like a feather and threw him down an ancient well. His shout echoed for a long time. I didn't hear the sound of him landing. And then... Honoriel pauses and turns away, hiding her eyes. Oh, she's had a really rough time. Enough! I should have got into this. Who am I to stir up others' feelings with all my chatter? We better forget about it for now. Maybe I'll tell you more some other time, but not today. So, what are you doing here again? I sit here waiting for adventurers who are in need of help. We may be sitting here in a backwoods tavern, but in Absalom I have a lot of friends who are eager to make a few coins. They have brave hearts, but shallow pockets. A little gold would be a welcome change for them. I can send them a message, and they will come from Absalom through a portal. If you're interested, just give me a sign and we'll arrange everything right away. Ah, so this would be where we hire companions and create companion characters. You know, I do have need of loyal and experienced fighting folk. I have friends just like that. Just decide who exactly you need and they will come by signal. This will cost you 2,000 gold pieces. Alright, well I'll let you know when I have something approaching that kind of sum. Where were you when the trading post was under attack? I was hunting. Got a little lost in the mist, which is the first time that's happened to me. Girl, you went to a Slav. It's probably not the first time. I guess I should go easier on the drink. But don't you imagine I'd be scared of a good fight. If only I'd known I was missing all the action, but I see you've got everything under control. Why don't you tell me a little more about the Pathfinder Society? Not much. What exactly are you interested in? Why does it exist? It's a school of adventurers. We search for those who are eager to test their skills, and we educate them and give them ideas about where on Golarion they might seek their fortune. They look for forgotten knowledge, secrets and lost artifacts. They are explorers and pathfinders. We're a sort of mutual assistance club for adventure lovers. We exchange experience, share knowledge, and keep careful records, in case it proves useful for further expeditions. And also, we publish books of thrill seekers and bored urban teenagers from wealthy families. So yeah, Paizo do publish a Pathfinder Society Adventure Path volume every month for thrill seekers and bored urban teenagers from wealthy families who can afford to buy all of them. Yeah. Who does the society support then? What kind of people? You mean who does it serve? No one in particular. Pathfinders try not to get involved in the quarrels of others. They serve only the spirit of adventure. And sometimes I happen to save the world. However, that doesn't mean there are no black sheep among the Seekers. Yeah, what about the Council of 10, eh? The 10 people who run the Pathfinder Society. They have some pretty bad things going on. They're fairly nasty, wicked people. But yeah, we'll talk about this later. The Society is an interesting community. There's much to tell about it. Well, I'll have to go, but I will try and gather up some coin. Why the hell are you selected? It's going to be a long time before I can afford an additional companion, but when I do, I'll be very interested in it. Ah, Svetlana Leviton. Wonderful. Good day. I hope you're feeling alright after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. By all means. Svetlana lowers her head. This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I completely understand if you say no, but the first time the Stag Lord's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore it right off my hand. It's just a trinket, really, but it meant so much to me. See, this is what I was referring to a couple of episodes ago when I said I think I know what they're arguing about. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, and asked if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. Svetlana interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognise. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there is a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel, but please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I think that woman's actually got the ring. Well, I can't make any promises, but no. No, I shall return the ring. I'll be happy to help you, Svetlana. Svetlana nods. Oh, I'm so grateful for your help. So, how did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post out here in the Stolen Lands where there's virtually no one around to buy anything? Well, it were Oleg's idea. The way supported him in it. We didn't realise how dangerous it was here, of course. In Rostov, everyone respects the Sword Lords. Rostov is the capital of Brevoy. And everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even a mention of someone like Lady Jamandi could have been enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not in the Stag Lord's men. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord, since he's been causing you so much grief and trouble, and we do have to go deal with him? Well, he's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom. A kingdom of fear and oppression. Lawful good. Of course. It'll be a kingdom of lawlessness. Once I've dealt with the Stag Lord, your life will improve. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. I think he's also got a really warped and twisted interpretation of the teachings of Erastil. I should be going. And we shall attempt to recover Svetlana's wedding ring, but first I shall seek out my other adventuring companions and speak to them also. There's Oleg, Bokken. There's Miri being angry. Let's talk to Oleg. Greetings! Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. You've certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? You could almost call it a fog of war. Never seen anything like it before. The road to Rostov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. I can't see anything through the soup, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumours say he deals in all kinds of bad magic. You know, I need to take care of this Stag Lord. Do you know, perchance, where I could find him? Oh, that's quite a task you set yourself on. The Stag Lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted in his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I imagine it would be even harder to find. I suppose you could try and follow the trail of those bandits who attacked the post before. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Fawn River. Isn't that southeast? Seriously? I'll have to check my map. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs where you can find information. Well, what else can you tell me about him? Not much. Not like I sat down and shared a cup of wine with a man, you know. But I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago, from what I've heard. But as soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote the rest of, tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. They did listen. They sent me. Took their time, I know. Rumours about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin, not covered by his clothes. The Stag Lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has many followers who admire him, as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, or maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of virtue. Alright, well, show me what you got for sale, Oleg. Ah, nothing's too good for such a good person. Could you maybe, just possibly... Wow, some of these are actually very cheap for... I'm not looking for many things to purchase. Just a non-magical shield would be really nice, you know? Really, really, really nice. We should probably get some more rations. Or at least more food stuff. And someone should... Let's go... 8. And yeah, that might look like a fair bit of money, but we're going to make some room, okay? I mean, we don't need all these suits of studded leather armor, or brigandine as it were. And now we're in profit. Right, see this. I don't know if his prices are going to improve over time, but we do need to start offloading some serious stuff. Nice wooden mug there, Oleg. You know. Nice silver medallion. I mean, the problem with selling these fancy items is they're relatively lightweight. You know what? We don't need all these clubs. I should look at that later. A few of these bows. Oh wait! Composite bows built and backed. Short bow... Wow, they're all compound bows. That's amazing. I can sell those beads. I don't know, it says short sword, looks more like a goblin dog slicer. Goblins in Pathfinder hate dogs. Okay, lucky horseshoe, lucky horseshoe. Flog off these. I mean, they all add up. Carved figurine, looks a little more like a bag, but okay. Wooden plate. Okay, shining scale. That looks more like a slab. Right, what is this? Decorated scabbard. Oh, we can get some money out of that. And some more studded leather. Some more leather. Right, we'll make that trade. Still overloaded? That can't be right. Are we down to single character encumbrance limits or something? Let's move these up here. Oh! Look what we didn't sell. Wait. Okay. I see 3 daggers and a silver ring. Oleg, I require your mercantile services once more. Where's that third dagger? Because we've got one here. There we are, right. Scroll bars, of course. We can flog off that. At some point, I'm going to have to invest in cooking and sort out this cooking food crafting system, but not just yet. All right. Let's seek out our adventuring companions.
No stopping now.
Come on. We've seen Amiri. We don't know where Valerie's got to, but she's got to be around here somewhere. I do like this mist. I'm not going to rob Oleg and Svetlana. They've had it bad enough already. That rat is humongous. Maybe we should summon that owl cat, because owls and cats are both known to hunt rats and mice. And there's Valerie wearing her funky new helmet. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Tell me of yourself. Who are you? We've travelled together for a while. It'd be nice to know you a little better. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, although I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realised that it didn't match my principles. Why were you sent to join the Order of the Eternal Rose? They are knights. Well, it's a shown like faith. You and Lindsay should get on really well, but you don't quite seem the type, if you don't mind my saying. As you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The paladins of Shelin who used to visit our house echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the church of Shelin and told that this would be my new home. Don't pity me, though, I beg you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and have no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all my life. A sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea and then had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave as etiquette demanded. And what did you learn in the Order then? Oh, a variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time. Valerie sighs. Oh, I guess that deep in my heart I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shelin. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. I suppose that's why you left then. Because of my heavenly beauty. Valerie winces in contempt. According to Shelin's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt. And that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church, but one time I just snapped. barely suppressed anger glitters across Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot had dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of him. Valerie raises her head proudly. The Paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. You know, you're a fairly ungrateful sod. You know that. I imagine that while you were there, a great many members of the Order were inspired by your beauty, and even if you didn't like the attention of others, not of the Order, you still did good for them. Valerie's gaze suddenly becomes cold, and here I'd hoped to avoid the question. Well, let's get this over once and for all. You should understand that I'm perfectly aware that most races, orders and genders find me physically attractive. It's beyond my power to change that, but I'd never given a potential admirer any reason to start a conversation with me. But it doesn't stop there. After leading the Order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. Well, now I get letters praising the beauty of my eyes! It was because of my appearance that I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose, though I'd never wanted to be a paladin. It was because of my beauty that an infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. Valerie clenches her fists. But do you know what I really want? I've got a vague idea. I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want to notice that I'm a person, that I'm capable of something more than smiling for paintings where I sit wearing a lacy satin dress holding a basket of peaches in my lap. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? The last question comes out in a shout, though Valerie doesn't seem to realise it. You know, I appreciate your point, and I think I know what you mean, but you shouldn't drive people away so much when they only want to open their hearts to you. It's not their fault that you inspire such feeling. You're talking just like my mentor at the Order used to. But then Valerie regains her self-control and hides her contempt behind a polite mask. Oh, you do not like me. That's fine. Let's go talk to Amiri, the cave woman, because she's gonna have some different kind of attitude. She might hate me too. But I've hurt your feelings. I should bugger off now. Oh my god, don't bring that up. Do not bring that up. Not after what she's just expressed. Actually, before I go, why do you choose to follow my orders? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment. I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe your intentions are noble, though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander, your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonourable, but that would never happen. I hope. Thanks for your time. We'll talk again later. As you wish. Valerie nods with dignity. That wasn't a nod, that was more of a full-on bow from the waist. Well then, soon we'll be heading off. Here is a crazy woman with a ridiculously giant sword. She literally took it from a giant. We're gonna talk? And Mary utters a weary sigh. Alright, spill it. I'm listening. You don't like to talk? Amiri shrugs several times, perhaps flexing her muscles or maybe just filling in the sentence. I don't know, she admits at last. Depends what we're going to talk about. If that's about monsters or swords or scars, I approve. That's good. If you're going to ask questions like why and what for and how, well, screw this. Amiri looks you over slowly from head to toe. Or you got even harder ones. Yeah, that's a very big sword. It's like a fucking surfboard on a stick or a lollipop. This is an ironing board. That is not a sword, woman. What is wrong with you? You throw your back out swinging that thing around. Yeah, so, in all greatest respect, that's a very big sword. That's not a normal weapon, is it? You bet it's not simple. Check how big it is! She proudly raises the blade, and you notice that even though Amiri is extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. This sword belonged to a real blasted frost giant. I killed the beast and took this looker for myself. Fits me perfectly. My damn trophy. Amiri's eyes flash with menace as if she's challenging some invisible enemy to try taking her trophy. Or challenging some invisible enemy to challenge her version of the truth, perhaps. Well, she wouldn't like this. Got anything to tell me about yourself? This simple question seems to puzzle Amiri. She scratches her head, then starts counting on her fingers. First, I'm a barbarian. I'm strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. I left my tribe, the Six Bears. Amiri looks thoughtfully at her fourth bent finger and shrugs. And I like fights. Oh, she's bending them down instead of putting them up. That is not normal. Okay. This comes across as one of those very bad character backgrounds where you're like, tell me, what kind of person is this? It's like, well, I'm an inquisitor. I worship Besmara. I've got skill ranks. It's like, no. Tell me about the person, not a stat block on legs. So she doesn't like to think about this in too much detail. So you left your tribe. What was it like being with them? Ha! Our people are big and strong. We can cut a monster in half in one swing. We can walk 3 days and nights with no rest. We can eat a whole fried aurochs. Well, you certainly think highly of yourself. I suppose you had to do a lot of training to become as strong as you are. She's going to say no, it just came natural, I bet you. Training? Ha 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 ha! No one fragging well trained me. The boys of the Six Bears got the training. All I could do was watch. Amiri's eyes gleam with anger. And you know what? They were still crap even after all that training, because I kicked their asses hard. Animals, bandits, monsters, all thought they were stronger than me. The fools. Amiri spits on the ground. Because if you start a fight you think you can win, you think you're stronger than your enemy. Amiri raises her chin proudly. I defeated them all. See the scars on my face? Well, yeah, I do. Perhaps you could have considered blocking a few times, you know, like maybe get a shield. Why did you... I know a bit about the realm of the Mammoth Lords, right, so I'm going to leave out of that. Why did you leave your tribe then? Amiri flushes. Because they were arseholes. All of them. Men were cowards and scoundrels and women were scared like sheep. Amiri rolls her bloodshot eyes in fury. Men there think no girl can be a fighter because they're weak. They're afraid a woman can beat them. And females just nod. Go sow hides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they always say. But I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meat. You don't want to cook the hides. That'll just... Amiri is already shouting, her fist clenched tightly. I told them so. I went hunting with men. And what did I get? Still the same. You're a woman. You stay home. He even gave me a nickname. The Soft Chieftain. Like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn! I even went to hunt those shit-faced frost giants. And there... Amiri suddenly stops, breathing heavily, sweat beading on her forehead. So you snuck up on the giant while he was drunk, probably even asleep. After a moment, Amiri waves her hand awkwardly and forces herself to grin. So I left. Cowards, scoundrels and sissies they were, that's why. You know what? Thanks for telling me. We'll, maybe we'll focus on something else for a while. Actually, let's just head on out. We got plenty to do and I've taken enough time getting to know you already. Talking. When will we come to some monster killing instead? And Miri sighs and turns away. Oh, pretty soon, you crazy woman. Pretty damn soon. Let's head on out. So at some point, when I go to leave the map, I'm going to have to form a party, right? Oh my god, this is right. Yeah, okay. I have spoken to everybody. There we go. Wait, what? Trophies left at Oleg's trading post? I sold this. Scroll of Bane would take that. Why are you letting me take something that I sold you? We'll take the potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Why the hell? Okay, so collect all. Leave. We should all... Yes, just... Why can't I... There we go, right. A reliable comrade in battle, proud Valerie rejected her destiny as a paladin of Shelyn, instead leaving the Order behind to find her own way in life. Her loyalty to our cause is only matched by her divine beauty. True, she can be a touch arrogant at times, but I always feel safe when she's around, like she's a rock I cling to. And we're back on our world map. Right, show location names, maybe. I can't scroll around, but I'm going to end the episode here, because we've taken up quite a bit of time. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one, where we will forge out into the wilderness in search of something. The Fawnford, probably. Alright. Bye for now, guys. Take care, and see you soon.